So Olivier, the question is, I live in a country where stable internet is not always available. And by the way, I would say that, this isn't only, a country issue. Internet varies, right? And the expectation of users is more and more that, they don't think about the fact that I'm in a car. I happen to be in an area where there's great coverage, but 7 miles down the road, that changes, right? They want to keep playing and keep enjoying this great experience. So the question is, I live in a country where stable internet is not always available. How will this affect the gaming experience? And you know, yeah, I mean that's the question.
Yeah,
So
so
what's your experience, and how are you guys solving for this?
you see, in Netflix or Spotify, right, you can actually buffer content so that even if your
Exactly.
bandwidth is, a bit clumsy, you can actually store that
Yeah.
content in a CDN and keep
Yeah.
the experience, good enough, right? Or you can download the video and make it work, right? So definitely you have some way to solve that problem in, I would say, cold media, right? Media that you can encode in one way, then stream later.
Yeah.
In games, this is completely
Yeah.
different, okay?
Yeah. You can't do
Because
that.
we have to encode, stream, deliver, and then in text iteration right away. So
Mhm.
if your bandwidth is not enough, right? If the quality of the bandwidth is not enough, and not only in terms of the size of the bandwidth, but also in terms of characteristic, the latency, how this latency is stable, and so on, then the experience will degrade, right?
Mhm.
So what we've been doing actually in with Ericsson, okay, is to use 5G networks and to define specific characteristic of what is a slice in the 5G network. So we can tune, the 5G network to make it fit for gaming, right? And
Mhm.
to optimize basically the delivery of gaming with 5G. So we think that 5G is going to get much faster in those regions where actually the internet is not so great. We've
Mhm.
been deploying, the BlackNet service in Thailand, in Singapore, in Malaysia, now in the Philippines, and so on. And this has allowed us to actually reach people in regions where there is no, cable or bandwidth with fiber and this kind of things. So
Mhm.
uh, look, I'm not going to solve the problem where bandwidth is not available, but maybe
Yeah.
bandwidth will come faster with 5G,
Yeah.
and that could be the solution.
Yeah, I want to make a comment there, and thank you for the answer. We are seeing, it's very interesting, and I'll use India as an example. So for years in video streaming, the Indian market was used as an example of where it was very difficult to deliver high quality, and especially if you wanted to deliver say 720p, and 1080p was almost assumed at a certain period of time, like it's not even possible, because the network capacity and the speeds were just so low. What has happened is, and India is a great case study here, but it's really almost all regions of the world. As these infrastructures, these wireless infrastructures have been upgraded, they leapfrogged literally from 3G, or in some cases even 2.5G, and before, and just went all the way to 5G. And so, in the last 5 years, there has been such a fundamental shift in bandwidth availability, that in some cases, some of these regions of the world, not only is it definitely no longer true that they're slow, they're faster than some of the more developed countries.